Welcome to University in 5, or U5 as I like to call it for short, where I teach you random ass topics in less than 5 minutes. Let's go, quick. What's your Roman Empire? Mine is Doi 4 MP games. God, I wish I could go back.
Come on, Hungary.
What do you mean hungry?
Come on,
Hungary's in the war now.
I have no divisions. What do you mean come on hungry? You think
No.
you think like you're the mass and you're dragging me? I'm not
Oh,
going
she
anywhere.
wasn't.
Anyways, on to Rome. You know the gist. Kingdom, Republic, Empire, in that order. Split, unify, split again, rinse, repeat, dozen more times until, in my opinion, in 1453 the Theodosian walls would fall to the Ottoman Empire, and with them over 2,000 years of a semi-continuous state was wiped off the map. But why? Well, the answer is simple. No, it isn't. I lied, but I am going to heavily simplify it anyway. First off, political instability. Coups aren't exactly known for leading to stability. Only made worse when those would result in a game of hot potato over the emperorship. Economic decline, of course, didn't help. Heavy taxes and inflation with a reliance on slave labor does not a healthy economy make. Nor does the reliance on constant invasion for expansion, but I'll get to that right about now, actually. Rome's military was constantly overextended, either leading to not enough men in the places where they really should have had more men, or the inverse, way too many men where you definitely wouldn't want more men. Like Rome, the city. Generals constantly took control over their legion and used them to impose their will on the state, often gaining the support of their men due to the lackluster or complete lack of pay. Huh. All 3 points seem to connect in an easy to understand manner. Kind of weird. Don't get used to that. Next up, the barbarian invasions. Now, you may ask yourself, well, just who were these barbarians? Well, non-Romans, of course. The Romans would respond with, while eyeing you up as though you may be a barbarian simply for asking. Whether it be the Visigoths, Vandals, or Huns, no, not those Huns, those Huns, it seems it may be kind of hard for the military to defend the borders when your borders look like this, and your generals would rather sack Rome himself for God, glory, and gold. Wait, sorry, wrong millennia and empire. Oh, wait, no, sorry, no, that actually is still accurate, huh? So, anyways, I'm sure you're wondering, well, the Romans clearly weren't incompetent. Surely they had an answer to all of these problems. And you're right, they did. It's also our fourth or fifth reason? I've lost count. Rome had a lot of problems, allegedly. Anyways, Rome brought in mercenaries, source fire, sellswords, whatever you want to call them. The basic idea was simple. Take a barbarian, and instead of waiting for him to sack your city for all of its gold and whatever it's worth, you just give it to him outright. The land, the gold, all of it. And you let him fight the barbarian that you didn't pay, and pray they knock each other out. Unfortunately, I don't have the time to explain to you why that didn't work in detail, so consider that your homework for the episode. Anyway, then, after all of this, in 286 CE, that's Common Era, the one we're in now, the Empire decided that enough was enough, drew a line, split it down the middle. Surely it'd be easier to manage with 2 emperors sharing power, or of separate halves, right? Wrong. It's so very wrong. Wrong for so many different reasons. But this would begin the setup for the East to become what we would call the Byzantine Empire, and the West to, well, you know, do what the West does best. The Empire would reunite and split again over the next few centuries until finally in 476, again, Common Era, for all intents and purposes, the West would fall, and Romulus Augustulus would be the final Western Emperor, as he was deposed by Odoacer. We'll get to what happened to the East in a later episode. We don't have time for that. Though the latter of those, Odoacer, who will also maybe get to him one day. I don't know. We'll see for sure. But anyway, to anyone upset that Romulus was the only Roman leader mentioned, believe me, we will get there. I promise. We'll get there. But I like to go on tangents, and it was really hard not to go on tangents. And mentioning any of the other people you're thinking would have led to a big one. So, as a shitty movie once said,
A good question for another time.